Hey everybody, so I got a really good question the other day from somebody who wanted to know how I set up to draw when I'm out traveling or just out and about in my neighborhood. Because you're sort of juggling a lot of art supplies, sometimes it's hard to find a place to sit, and I really like to be set up so that I can literally draw anywhere and I'm not always having to look for a bench or an out-of-the-way place where I can spread out all my supplies. So this is my bag. It's a shoulder bag that has some pockets in it that have turned out to be pretty useful to me. So I'll show you what I do. I get out my sketchbook and I take out the supplies I think I'm going to need for kind of the first round, which might not be watercolor yet. It might just be drawing with a pen or a pencil. So I'm really just going to show you exactly how I set this up. Give me a second because it will take just a minute to do it all, but I think what you'll see is that everything's contained. I don't really feel like I'm at much risk of losing anything, and if I have to move quickly, I can just walk. Everything's on me. I haven't scattered stuff everywhere. So I might get out whatever pens or pencils I'm going to use at first and just tuck them into this bag. And so I take out whatever those things might be, and it's going to be different for every drawing, but usually I just get started with that. So I'm just standing here, I'm pulling out the different pens and pencils from my bag, and I'm just standing and drawing, and everything I need is right here in the pocket just below this and easy for me to reach. When I'm done with all that and I'm ready to move to watercolor, I kind of take a minute and switch my supplies up. But it's okay that it takes a minute because, you know, sometimes the ink needs a minute to dry anyway. So it's sort of a good time to shift things around. So I get out my watercolor palette, more about this in a second. And I get out whatever brush I'm going to use. So I've put away my pens, I've gotten out my brush, and let me put this away real quick. Put all this away. I open up, this is my tiny little watercolor palette, and I open up and I clip it to my book. So whatever part of my book I'm not working on, I have clipped my watercolor palette right to it. Now I also need some water to do this, but again, I really want to be able to do this standing up. I don't want to have to shift around and look for a place. So I take out my bottle of water. This water's kind of dirty, sorry about that. I haven't cleaned it out since the last time I was painting. And I just happen to have a pocket that works well for this. So I can put my water bottle right in the outside pocket of this bag and I can just dip right into it. The other thing that I always have with me, I hope it's here now that I just said it was, is just a cut up piece of a washcloth or a cleaning cloth that I can use to clean my brush. So again, I'm able to stand and paint and be really self-contained. Most of my supplies are back in my bag, except what I need for the painting stage. So I'm able to dip right into my water from here, and my palette's here, and I'm painting here, and I've got a washcloth in my hand to clean with. And this is actually pretty easy to manage. It's really quite simple to work kind of with one hand holding things and the other hand free to paint like that. Now, I also do this, by the way, when I'm sitting down. So even if I'm sitting on a park bench or I'm in a train station, I keep my bag over my shoulder and I work just like this. I don't spread my supplies out all over the table or out all over the bench next to me because every time I do that, I lose something. And I also think, you know, when you're traveling, maybe you're in an unfamiliar city, it's a good idea to have your stuff close to you, have your bag closed up. I'm not that worried about somebody, you know, snatching my stuff or reaching into my bag, but I think it's just a good general practice to keep it on you and to know where all your supplies are. And that way also, like let's say I'm sitting in a train station and the train comes, I could, if I had to, just get right up and get on the train with all this stuff in my hand. If I was in a hurry, it wouldn't be taking me 5 minutes to scramble around and put everything back together again. So that's how I work, and I hope that's helpful to you.